Hey, what's going on guys, it's Rated here and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got you guys a brand new video. This is going to be on the 11 tips you must know to improve your Warzone Battle Royale experience. These tips in this video are going to make you an overall better player at Warzone and will secure you some wins. So if you guys want to win your next match, be sure to drop a like down below and also leave a comment on what your wins are currently looking like for your stats on your account. Without further ado, let's jump into today's video. The first tip I have for you guys here is one that is very important when dropping in from the sky, especially in Warzone during late game, because enemies are going to be able to hear you if you're parachuting from buildings and pretty much want to sneak up behind the enemy, getting the easy kill. So what you guys can do is ping yourself down on the floor, and you guys can notice 13 meters. If you drop from 13 meters, you won't actually die, you won't take no full damage. Anything above that 14, 15, you will actually fall to your death and you will need to deploy your parachute so you don't die from full damage. But this is a super crucial tip that you guys need to implement in your gameplay while you're playing Warzone, as pretty much from jumping building to building, if it's below or is 13 meters from your floor, what you guys can do is jump from building to building, making no sound whatsoever, sneaking up on the enemy and securing that easy kill. Now moving on to the second tip I have for you guys is use the square minimap. I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know using the square minimap increases the map range and it will give you 20% more coverage. And the good thing about this map is when you run a UAV, the UAV will go up to 250 meters away if they're shown as a red dot on the map. Of course, if they're running Ghost or a silenced weapon, they will not show up on the minimap. But a good thing is you can actually hear enemy shots from 300 meters away. So listening is a very crucial thing. I definitely recommend you guys picking up a headset, some good gaming headset if you haven't already got one, or even using a headset if you're using speakers while playing Warzone, as it will help you locate and pinpoint your enemies during the game. The next one we have is using windows in buildings. Now, not only using them to camp behind, but don't break the windows, as you can actually use them for bait. So what I mean by this is when you're looking out of a window on Warzone, enemies who are running thermal scope cannot actually see you from behind that window, which is really cool. So now the glass from the window will actually protect you from being seen from thermal sniper scopes. So that is very crucial. Don't break windows, and if you're going to look out them, most people can't actually see in because of the reflection from the window. So I definitely recommend you guys using advantage if you're in the top of a building. If you're towards the last zone, definitely grab yourself a window, look outside of it. But not only that, but don't break any windows around you inside of that building, as you can use it for bait. So not only that, but when people are pushing into your building to go ahead and take you out, you'll be able to hear that glass break and you will know if an enemy is pushing from below you. Not only that, but what you guys can do if you're that advanced at playing this game, what you guys can actually do is go ahead and push a building, break the glass, but don't push through the same area you just broken the glass with. Maybe jump on top of the roof and take them out from that way instead. A very cool and unique thing to do, and I definitely recommend you guys giving it a try. Now the next one we have here for number 4 is go for contracts. Now always go for contracts. The way how I like to do it personally, I like to go for scavenger drops at the beginning of the game, then I like to go for one bounty, and then towards the end of the game I like to grab a recon just so I can locate the last circle. This is very important. It's not also crucial that you must grab the recon for the last circle. You don't have to do that at all. I personally like to do that, and it secured me a bunch of wins while doing so, as you guys can take early coverage in the area where the last circle is going to be. But cash is super important in this game, and one thing which I recommend you and your team buying straight away is have one person run self-revive, just so you have that extra chance of surviving during the late game or even the early game. Now this one I'm going to be going over right now about loadout drops is very crucial and actually ties into the last point I just made. I personally don't like to buy a loadout drop if we have enough cash through our team. So if I manage to get 30,000 or 20,000 from our team, then of course I'm going to go ahead and buy a loadout drop straight away. But of course, if you don't have the cash and you're landing at more low-key locations and you don't want to be seen by enemies, what I suggest you doing is just wait in the timeout and keep an eye out for the loadout drops that are going to drop down naturally. So the time here for one of them is the first loadout drop that's going to be coming in is 12 seconds left from the gas circle. So when the gas is closing in and there's only 12 seconds left, an airdrop will actually drop down below, and you guys can of course use that to your advantage. Gear up that way, saving the extra cash if you guys like to play the game a bit slower. Me personally, I like to run around, grab all the bounties, go for kills, get a load of cash and win that way. But of course, many people have different play styles, and if that's your play style, I definitely recommend you guys doing that. And another thing to note here, the final airdrop that's going to drop from the sky is 43 seconds left from the final gas circle. So just bear that in mind. So if one of your teammates has died and you manage to buy them back and they've actually lost a gulag, what you guys can do is have them wait and then buy them back just before the loadout drop, and then that way they can swoop in, get the loadout drop straight away and pretty much assist you on the journey to that victory. Now another point I'd like to make right now is keep an eye out on all the loadout drops in the sky. So as I did say, loadout drops naturally drop from the sky, and when they're dropping from the sky, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but you can see all of the enemy drops around you, and what usually happens is the loadout drop will drop in between two different teams. So if you see your loadout drop and there's another loadout drop with it, it's more than likely that team is completely opposite from you. Most likely they are going to go to that loadout to get their extra class. Maybe they're going to go for their end game class. So what you could do is use it as bait and camp it out and pick off an easy kill, essentially getting you more cash, buying in a UAV and so on and so forth, help you progress in the game. But I suggest that you use them as bait. You don't essentially put a C4 down on there. You guys can drop a C4 on a vehicle, then drive the vehicle towards it and use that as bait. But I definitely recommend you guys keeping an eye out if you see more than one loadout drop from the sky. Now this tip here is super crucial, especially if you have all of your players in the gulag at one point. What you want to do is drop your cash in the gulag, which you can do if you guys didn't already know. Drop all your cash in the gulag to one player on your team if you're all in the same gulag, and pretty much just want to drop all of your cash to the better player in the team, because you're pretty much guaranteeing or gambling on the fact that they could win or lose. So of course, if you have a good player on your team who's pretty much far superior than anyone else, drop all your cash to him. So of course, if he wins the gulag and you die, he can pretty much buy you straight back in. The gulag does allow you to keep 20% of your cash. So say if you have 10,000, you will keep $2,000 of it. So if you both have 10,000, you can pretty much buy yourself back straight away. A really cool tip which I like to use personally is tack slide, and the tack slide cancel allows you to maneuver around the map super quick. I definitely recommend you guys doing it, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do it right now. So what you want to do is sprint, you want to slide, and you want to make sure your slide options are set to tap to slide. Once you slide, you want to tap circle again and then press X to stand straight back up. So you want to slide X to stand up, and this will slide cancel you. And the great thing about this, you can move much faster, and of course the animation of sliding will be reduced, allowing you to pretty much bring out your weapon faster if there is an enemy around you. I definitely recommend you guys doing this, and it's great because it helps you outrun the storm. Of course, if it's closing in or one of you is in the storm and you need to get out, I definitely recommend you guys doing that. If you guys are using an SMG class, what I suggest you doing as your secondary is having a pistol, and make sure you put on the perk fully loaded. This will allow you to spawn in with max ammo for your SMG, as pistols and SMGs allow you to carry the same ammunition, allowing you guys to pretty much have that extra slot on your SMG, but still carrying the maximum ammo for your weapon. Most players don't know this and they don't think about it, but logically this makes sense. And towards the end game, if you're just spawning in and you've just been rebought and you want to grab that SMG class, you will have fully loaded on that weapon, so you don't have to worry about trying to find and scavenge ammo off your teammates. You could just go ahead, jump in straight away and assist them with taking out the enemy team. One crucial tip that you should always note when playing a battle royale game, no matter what battle royale it is, get high ground. High ground is always been the thing of battle royales. In PUBG, in Fortnite, in any battle royale game, getting high ground will give you the advantage. Now, not only that, but I suggest you guys taking cover behind trees, rocks, or anything you can take cover behind. I definitely recommend you guys using that to your advantage. So use the surroundings, map out the location which you're going to run. If you see an enemy, then take cover, then shoot, as you're most likely going to win that gunfight. And that's personally how I play. I like to take cover. That way I'm not getting killed straight away. Now, one final tip I have for you guys before we end off this video is have one player with Hardline. I personally like to have one player running Hardline and one person running Point Man. When I have two teammates running Point Man and Hardline, it allows me to get extra cash from the contracts, increasing the bonus of how much cash we do get as a team. Not only that, but then after that, the person who's running Hardline, we like to give them all of our cash so that one person is carrying all of the cash, pretty much buying us in UAVs, buying in our streaks, buying loadout drops, Drops, anything they need to buy, it will be discounted by 25% because they are using the perk Hardline. Unfortunately, the Hardline perk doesn't transfer to every player in your team, but it is definitely a really cool tip that I would use personally if you guys are struggling for cash in your games or just want to go ahead and rush a ton of enemies but keeping UAVs in the sky. Now, on the point of having UAVs in the sky, calling in 3 UAVs at once will get you an advanced UAV. Unfortunately, this does not combat Ghost. Be aware if you are going to go ahead and push enemies while running the advanced UAV, as people with Ghost will not be seen on the minimap. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I'm back posting again and I will keep you guys up to date. I'm trying to figure out the best schedule for my channel at the moment, so if you guys are not already subscribed, make sure you guys click the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on. I'm going to be posting a ton more Warzone videos here on the channel. Warzone's a great game at the moment, and personally it's what I'm playing during lockdown. This game is great and I definitely recommend you guys using all of these tips that I've shown you in this video to secure yourself a win. Let me know down in the comment section below what tip you didn't know in this video, and of course if you knew all of them, then I suggest you're a great player at this game. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.